Good morning, y'all. It's about 7:30 in the morning. I've been up since about 4. I was watching season 2 of Halo, the TV show. Oh man. No, it ain't all bad. Don't you worry. We're gonna get in this car and heat it up. And we're gonna talk about it. Know what I'm saying? Because that is what we do around these parts. I gotta go get me some gas too. It's gonna be just a little loud for a second, but it's all right. I got a piece of paper with some notes. My Halo notes. First off, season 1 of the Halo show. Not a big fan of. First, what's my history with Halo? My daddy introduced me with Halo 2 on the original Xbox. And then he bought me my own Xbox with Halo 1 and Halo 2. And then I went on to 3 and so forth when it came out. Loved Reach, ODST. Went to the midnight launch for Halo 4 because it was the big return. And then I've been losing love ever since. Infinite was cool, but a lack of content and polishment and just taking too long to get their shit together. I lost interest in the game. Everything about, not everything. Oh, I'm a fan. That's what I want you guys to know. I'm an OG fan. So yes, I was pissed when I heard that we would be seeing a lot more of his face, which is kind of understandable. You know, thinking back on it now, it's kind of understandable. When you go to something like a Transformers movie, you know, that you can just have Transformers in it. Like if they had enough if they had enough money to make a Transformers movie where it takes place on nothing but Cybertron, I think they would do that. But do you know how much money that would be to make a 2-hour movie with nothing but realistic looking Transformers? Yeah, okay, that's not fucking happening, guys. I'm sorry, we're just gonna have to keep dealing with the humans for a little while longer. But and that's another thing, like Godzilla. You gonna, as long as the human characters are good, you can have them in there. Master Chief, for a movie or a show, you're gonna have to take the helmet off. For a show, you're gonna have to take the helmet off because that's just too long to just keep the helmet on, unless they're gonna do some like realistic shit where the show like focuses on one mission or something, and it just and like maybe the mission goes sideways. That's the only way you'd be able to keep Master Chief's helmet on. But if we're doing it like this, where they're going back and forth from a base and stuff, we're not gonna be able to do that. But then you could do that in a movie. You could keep the helmet on in like a 2-hour movie where it's going full sprint, but not in the show. So I am at the point where I have completely accepted that we're gonna see Pablo's face. He's a handsome man, so it's fine, I guess, you know? But what was good about season 1? Silver Team and the action and a little bit of the Covenant. Other than that, the rest of the shit was garbage. You can keep it, okay? The best thing I'm gonna say right now, I went back and watched it before this came out. The best thing about season 1 is episode 5. when they're fighting for the artifact. You know, the brute comes down. That's the best season. I mean, that's the best episode because of that action scene. Not just because we're showing Master Chief absolutely whoop ass and, like, you know, do his thing, but just introducing new variants of a Covenant that we haven't seen. Like giving Jackals little daggers along with their swords. That's something I want to see transcending into the games. I now want to see squads of elites with swords and Jackals with their little, like, energy daggers with their shields. Like, that's something cool as hell that I'd love to see in the game to add some, like, new nuance to it. Enemy sandbox, whatever. You know, add some more flavor to it. That's all I'm really saying. And they did add the armor from Silver Team to the game, so I think that is really cool. But yeah, just that action scene was perfect. That motherfucker, him going to save Kai, and him just completely skydiving onto that Banshee, and then manually, like, using the wing to turn it and just crash it straight to that fucking Phantom. Yeah, give me that. Just keep giving me that. All right. And so now I'm gonna lead that into season 2. All right, I'm gonna lead that into season 2. We're gonna talk about episode 1. I got my notes. The only thing I wanted out of season 2 going into it, since I kind of figured that the writing probably wasn't going to improve that much, it wasn't going to give me exactly what I wanted in that regard, I just, at the very least, I just wanted to see some good action. And god damn it, the intro scene in the Sanctuary episode was awesome. So essentially you've got Silver Team doing an evacuation mission because the goddamn planet is about to get glassed. I don't remember exactly what the planet is called, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say this right now. This intro scene right here is proof that you don't have to see an actor's face to get emotion through Master Chief. Because when he's talking to that woman, because the natives to this planet, they're essentially like, you know, human beings don't just have souls like planets have souls. Like, this planet is alive and it's nurtured us and fed us for generations. We're not about to just leave it because it's about to be destroyed. Like, we're gonna fucking die with it. And so, okay, and actually, no, I don't think they were native to the planet, but the woman understood, like, there's a connection between, like, us and, like, the earth, pretty much. And so they weren't going to leave this time. They were going to stay there and be glassed with it. And you could feel, like, John's pondering, like, him being like, God damn, this shit is deep, girl. You willing to die for the planet? All right, whatever. Like, that's tight. I like that. But here's the thing, though. That type of character, like, that interaction, that only works when you got John there to interact with it. If this would have been season 1 and this interaction would have happened, Quan would have been a part of that family, and we would have had to deal with her bitching for the next 6 episodes because of how could you have dragged me away from my family? I wanted to stay. I can't believe they told me to leave. Oh my God, how could they glass? Oh my God, this. Oh my God, it would have been annoying just like it was in season 1. But thankfully, it's just a nice little character interaction to help push Chief a little further in the emotion category, since the chip isn't in his brain. So I love that. And man, the fog scene of that little action scene of him going against those damn elites with the swords, sick. Hallucination Maki, or real Maki apparently. Oh God, that's just that at least explains why the elites didn't kill him. Because I was like, why did they just show him their swords and then withdraw? And it's obvious now because Maki is actually still alive. Like, I thought at first it was just a hallucination, but it makes sense now that she was like, no, don't kill John because he fucked me real good. I'm never going to be able to get that shit out of my head. Oh my God. But yeah, that action scene was tight. All that happens. we get introduced to Mr. Ackerson, whatever his name is. He's okay. He's a replacement for Halsey. Honestly, he's kind of really predictable. I'm gonna light this blunt up if you don't mind. He's fucking predictable, if we're being honest. I'll get into more of him when we get later into episode 2. But he's essentially just here to fucking piss John off, just to get on his nerves, gaslight him essentially into thinking that what he saw over on Sanctuary at the comms array didn't actually fucking happen. Yeah, the guy that's playing him, he's playing him good, so I guess that's all right. But guys, we were gonna get introduced to him at some point, and here they come. We went from a fucking trash planet where you would get beaten to death for reading to the pirate planet. And that's look guys, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I sat through those scenes in episode 1, but when I got to episode 2, I literally, you know, when you if you're watching it on the phone, when you press the screen and it says skip ahead 10 seconds, I pretty much did that with Kwan's scenes. I'm sorry guys, I'm not sitting through Kwan's shit. I'm done with anything. I don't care about that character. Okay, when you've got so much cool shit in the Halo universe and we're still for some reason focusing on her, I don't give a shit. And guys, I'm gonna tell you something, it's not because it's a female. If this would be some dude, I wouldn't give a fuck either. And point proven, point in case, Sozin. I love the idea of Sozin, of essentially this fucking ancient fucking Spartan from like the first like program that was started up, where like your percentages of survival were like 3%. Everyone was fucking dying, but he survived, and that is a cool idea. But it's the damn story they've got him wrapped up in. It's like, why do you have him being this king space pirate with a pretty good looking, you know, white wife and a child? I do like his helmet, you know, but like the story he's wrapped up in is just so fucking boring. Like him wanting to get revenge on Halsey, him tracking her down, that's cool. But the space pirate shit, like, just no. Like, they've got such a cool idea of a character wrapped up in some bullshit. I'm gonna turn the heat back on because it's fucking cold, y'all. But it's just, But moving on from them, we get the next scene with Silver Team, and we didn't get the name for this other Spartan team that was coming in, but it's pretty much Spartan beef. And this is the type of shit, these side stories, fuck Kwan's side story. If we had more side stories like this, it would be cool. But essentially, you've got another Spartan team coming into the locker room and kind of shit talking them and saying that they're being sent out on, I think, Spartan Team Cobalt. They're being sent out to another comms array mission, just like Silver Team was. And they're not jealous, but they're shitting on Silver Team because it's like, how come every time we do something, it's just another day's work, but then when y'all do something, it's like we gotta celebrate it and all this shit. And so I love that. Like, you get, if I don't know how many of y'all watch Halo Legends, the animations, but they kind of tackled some cool beef between the ODSTs and the Spartans. It's like, yo, like, we're not superhuman, but we be going out on these suicide missions that are just as dangerous as what these Spartans be doing, so why do they get so much credit? And like that's one of the best episodes. I love that episode. But going back to the Halo TV show, yeah, I like the Spartan beef. I like the dynamic between that. And even still, get this. This is one of these things I love. This little detail. This is how you know the writing is getting better just a little bit. When Cobalt leaves, and John's just like, hey, treat this like a real fucking mission. Like, don't go to this like it's just some bullshit. Treat this like it's the real thing. And I don't know that individual's name, but the black dude that was the leader of Cobalt, I'm assuming. He, like, after John said that, there was no jokes, no more shitting on him. He was like, of course, Master Chief. Like, boom, that respect. I love that little like detail in the writing right there. That's that type of shit I do love. After that, we get more Anderson gaslighting. Sozin is captured, and then we get a tease to Reach. So yeah, we're just gonna pretty much move right into episode 2 now. And this is another good side story. Now we're talking about Halsey. And she's pretty much living in the fucking Matrix. They got her trapped in this fake holographic world. And they keep sending her these clones. And she's pretty much caught on to the fact that she knows they're clones. So she just keeps trying to get as much information out of these clones as possible before they just fucking die. I think that's a really cool idea. Very dark. I love the fact that they're like, they are not afraid to actually go into the dark side of the Spartan program and like the type of shit that Oni does outside of that as well. Like using these clones that look like children, and if you ask them too many questions, like they're just programmed to die. And that's some dark ass shit, and it's fucking awesome. I love it. Keep giving me stuff like that. Give me stuff like that. Like if you're gonna have more character moments where it's like that, and then you're giving me solid action beats, you can have a really good show. Like I'm at the point where I've accepted that this is Elseworld. Y'all are doing your own thing. That's whatever. Like I like Pablo. I don't even shit on Pablo. I didn't even shit on Pablo in season 1. It's just whatever. He's doing his best with the material that they're giving him. But like, you keep giving me content like this though, that I'll be happy in this Elseworld. I'm perfectly fine with that. I just still want the content and the writing and I just want the storytelling to be good. But we get more stuff. This episode focuses a lot. I think her name is Riz. She's got the real fucked up shoulder that from the accident she had in season 1. And but this is essentially her trying to come to terms that she doesn't want to go back to having the chip because she realizes how much more she can do with having these emotions. She realizes how much she does actually like it. But at the same time, she's still coming to terms with like, yo, I'm a damn Spartan. I shouldn't be feeling this pain. I shouldn't be crying. Like, she likes the pleasure of actually feeling emotions when it comes to like excitement, like maybe getting dopamine lit. Like she likes actually feeling like, you know, before without the chip she would have gotten a mission done and there would have been no type of like satisfaction from actually completing that mission. It would have just been like, the job is done because I am a Spartan and that's what I'm supposed to do. But no, now she's in a point without the chip that, you know, it's like, oh yeah, I did that thing, I survived, like, yeah, I'm a fucking badass. And now that she's actually feeling that, like, she's having this, like, hold on, I'm a badass, but I'm crying. Well, I can't be no pussy. Like, I like this. This is the shit I like. Keep giving me this. And, what's the dude's name? Lewis, her blind friend. I like his little story. He was a Spartan as well. But, kind of just like Sozin, he was defective. He didn't lose a limb, but he lost his sight. And so I think that's really cool. I like the message with his story and Riz throughout the episode, where it's like, you know, if you're feeling something wrong, this is a message. This is a real life lesson you can actually take from this episode. If you feel something wrong with your body, and like you keep telling yourself, oh, it'll be fine, I'm just gonna go to sleep and then it'll be over, and then you wake up and the shit's worse, don't go get your shit checked out. Go to the hospital. No matter how much you hate doctors, how much you hate that setting, or blah, blah, blah this, blah, blah, blah that, you need to take care of your body. I like that message. That writing, with these characters, with the Spartans, keep giving me stuff like that. But they don't, because according to my notes, guess what? We get right back to Quan. I even put in parentheses, fucking boring. And then, yeah, we actually go right back to Riz after that. We go right back to Riz and Lewis. I just skipped ahead a little bit. And we get some more Anderson being an ass to John, gaslighting. And that's when you find out that Corporal Perez, she lied about what happened at the comms array. And we'll get to that later though. But you do end up finding that information out, and it kind of pissed me off in the beginning, but later in the episode kind of clears some shit up and you understand why. Good writing. The more I look back at these notes, if you literally just did not have the fucking pirate planet with Quan, this episode would damn near be perfect, including the first episode. Ain't that kind of crazy? But I put like a little star beside this. I said Anderson is an ass to Jon some more, but thankfully for the writers, Jon really don't take no shit from this dude. Like he don't give a fuck about Anderson, honestly. Like he's like, nigga, if you ain't gonna put us out in combat, I'ma go find us somebody that will. And essentially he just means I'ma just go do that shit myself. And then this is one of the best scenes in the episode too. Well, we get some more Quan, but after that, you know, you get back to training, and that's great. And I even put it right here. Them training with Riz, her scaling the waterfall, and them. I don't know exactly what the test was. They didn't explain it, but it seems like it was a time trial, and also trying to evade like capture. Like you had to go get this thing before they caught up to you and got you, which is cool. But I like this man, Jon, just knowing that what he saw is true, and him specifically prepping his Spartan team for the shit that's gonna come. I like that. But he was brutal, man, because she didn't even shoot him down on the last one. She almost got the thing, the beeper, but then she fucking fell and almost broke her damn like back on the rock at the very bottom. It was like, Jon, like, calm down a little bit, okay? Like, I get you want to train, but don't fucking kill Riz in the process of trying to get your squad right for the fucking invasion that's coming, okay? Like, I totally get you, Jon, but don't kill your team at the same time. And and more proof that you do not need to see his face, because you feel his urgency. Like, it's all in the voice. It's the voice acting. Like, Pablo, he was doing a good job. I could tell he was upset. You could tell he was urgent. He was like, nigga, we need to do this. They coming. I don't care if it kills us. We got to prepare. And then this gets right into Jon having a more human moment outside of the mask. And it was great. He went to Corporal Perez's house while they were having dinner to confront her about why she lied about what she did. And it's because the shit is fucking unbelievable. And a lot of people could look at that scene and be like, oh, she's a woman and it's so unbelievable. No, like, this is some real shit that I've even heard, like, from veterans in war. And not just in war, but like, when you survive something that's so catastrophic, you're like one of the only ones. And it's like, they let you live? Why? How? How did you survive? How did your whole squad and that Spartan live? That your whole squad died, but you and that Spartan came out on top? Why? How did that happen? And she just didn't want to face any type of consequences. And, you know, Jon was kind of harsh, but, you know, he honestly laid it down on her very easy. Like, yo, like, this isn't going to get any easier. Like, you'll get further away from the pain, but it's going to stay with you. It will always be with you. And, yeah, I love that human moment. And it was outside the mask. As long as the writing's good, you know? You can have his mask off, but just give me good dialogue. Give me good shit that's going to lead up to something. And that was great. I love that. And then this brings us to the end of the episode where he's just said fuck it. Chief apparently stole a damn pelican, and he's taking Silver Team out to the base because he finds out that Cobalt didn't even leave Planet Reach, that the comms array that they were going to investigate was on Reach. And so the next episode is probably going to be fucking crazy, y'all. And the only thing I really didn't like about this scene is Master Chief lying. It's kind of like with Anderson, like, it's kind of, I actually skipped over a part with Anderson, I'm sorry, but it was so obvious that, because you get to him talking to Halsey towards the end, and Cortana, and he's talking about, like, percentages, about, like, what can we do to avoid, like, a certain outcome from the, and he pretty much knows Reach is going to get invaded. He knows what Master Chief knows, but it's one of those things that he can't let this shit become public knowledge, because that will cause fucking public outcry and chaos. And I get that part specifically, like, you don't want to cause public outcry, but you should have, like, why would you keep that information from Team Cobalt? Like, why would you just let them go there thinking that they're just going to investigate a comms array that went down? Like, you could have let the Spartan team know that, hey, you know, don't let anybody else know this, but we have reason to believe that there's a fucking Covenant group at this comms array. So you need to go there with, like, prepared. Like, you could have done that, but he doesn't. Of course, we can assume Cobalt gets fucked, and that's John and them's on the way. But that's the problem I have with this scene too. John tells them that, like, the Covenant are on Reach. He tells them that, but he doesn't tell them that this mission isn't authorized. Like, he's not telling them that it's not off the books. Like, honestly, if they could have just, if I would have wrote that scene, I would have just had John say, like, when Kai was like, oh, so we're back, like, we can do this? Like, and John's like, yeah, we can. Nah, fuck that. I would have wrote it like, no, this isn't on the books, but fuck Anderson. And what are they gonna do? Like, we're Spartans. What are they gonna do? They can send some other Spartans after us, but I'm the fucking Master Chief. What are they gonna do? That's literally what he could have just told him. I think it was unnecessary for Master Chief to lie to Silver Team about this mission being off the record. I don't think that was necessary. I think if he would have just been upfront about that, they would have looked around at each other like, oh shit, like, okay, Chief, all right, we're gonna do it. We got your back, but all right. I think that's what we could have done. And the outro with the elite hallway scene. It's funny, everybody gets a hallway fight scene these days, right? But this is gonna be just a crazy ass fan theory, all spreading from one line of dialogue. But if this is the story with Maki, I'm just gonna keep calling her that, I'm gonna be really disappointed. Okay? But essentially, the elite slaughters these Marines. Like, easy. I mean, like, he's just cutting through them like butter. They don't even put up a fight, really. They shoot him, but he literally doesn't even flinch. He just walks straight through the bullets. And he says a line to Maki. He says verbatim, there is no honor in this fight. So that makes me think, they've said this is a completely different timeline. They're gonna do shit differently, obviously, right? Did the Covenant not care about humans? Because in the game, they needed to get the rings. This is what the prophets believed: getting the rings and eradicating all life, and like just having a galaxy to themselves, this and that and the third. But here, this Beast is straight up like, he's like Battle Beast from Invincible. Like when he, in episode 5, when he pretty much kills the fucking team and damn near kills Invincible. And he's like, this fight is beneath me. Like, there's no honor in killing insects. This is literally what that elite pretty much said. Like, there's no honor in this fight. Why are we even here? Because she's like, just go and open up that door. He like stares at her like, huh? And she's like, please? And that just makes me think, like, is this like some human? Is she like a human that was done wrong by humanity? And then she got picked up by the Covenant? And so this is like a human revenge story. And so the Covenant really doesn't even want to, they don't give a fuck about humans either way. Like, they're just kind of following orders. Like, is this gonna be some, like, because in Halo 2 you realize, like, the prophets are lying. Like, that's what the Arbiter figures out, that this whole religion that he's been basing his, like, life off of and fighting for has been a lie. Like, are we gonna have that type of, like, turnaround with the Covenant again, but with Maki instead of the Arbiter? Like, are they gonna be, like, instead of the prophets, like, are the prophets being duped by Maki? Like, or is this not a religion formally based even on alien life anymore? You get what I'm saying? Like, is Maki the sole foundation? Is she the reason behind all of this? Like, I get, like, they fucked and that's the reason they're at Reach. But glassing all these other human planets, is this her doing? Because according to that elite, doing the shit is dishonorable. There's no honor in doing it because it's so easy killing us. So why is the Covenant doing this then? And I'm gonna tell you, if it's because of her, that's stupid. Like, why couldn't, again, these are theories based off of one line of dialogue, but that one line of dialogue says so much. Because that elite, in that elite saying that there's no honor in this fight, that pretty much means he's just there on duty. That lets me know that the Covenant in this universe, they base their religion, like, they're honorable warriors. They are honorable religious warriors. They base their entire, like, righteousness, their whole life on being, like, an honorable warrior. And so, are they just here off of orders from her just to fulfill some shit? What are we doing? That's my only thing. Literally, if you didn't have Maki and fucking Quan, this show would be A tier. Because everything else in these episodes, when it comes to the Spartans, Halsey, I don't understand. I just don't understand, y'all. Like, y'all got it easy, like, home run. Even outside of the fan base, even outside of the helmet, even with all this Elseworld shit you're doing, if you would just get rid of 2 aspects of this show, these episodes would be damn near perfect. But there's just some writing choices that I'm seeing, and it's like, why are we doing this? So far, it's better than the shit's better than season 1. I can say that, honestly. I don't know what that says. If you didn't like this shit before, you probably won't like it now. I mean, I didn't, but I just had to see because I knew, as a fan, knowing the invasion of Reach is coming, I have to see how that looks on screen. I got to. Okay? So, pardon me for wanting to see that. I got to. Okay? But yeah, man, I mean, that's the thing about this. All this shit really ain't bad. There's a lot of good shit in these episodes. There is. But it's remnants from season 1 lingering that's keeping us back. It's keeping us back. Guys, it's been half an hour. I'm gonna let you go. I want to turn the heat back on. I didn't want to turn it back on during the video again. I'm sitting here, my legs are cold as shit. I'll see you guys next week when they drop episode 3. I'm about to be at work for 12 hours, so I'd say wish me luck, but I don't need luck when I got God. Bless y'all. I love y'all. Take it easy. Peace.